Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are listening from, whatever time zone it is. Robbie, Von, and Nick Ristovic for Punt Pals Podcast on a Wednesday. Nico, how you travelling?
Yeah, good, mate. Chomping at the bit for this weekend's footy, though.
Do you know what? That's exactly what I want to hear from you. Get
Yeah,
pumped.
Well, it's going to sort the weight out
winners.
from the chaff, isn't it?
It is. That is good saying from you.
No, you don't.
What is chaff?
I think it's just sort of the crap that you end up at the bottom of the horse bin. That
Oh.
You don't want to feed the
No one wants to eat it.
Don't know, actually. I'm just spitballing it.
No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's actually ready to watch a chaff. It's an old school term, chaff, isn't it?
It is.
Wheat out from the chaff.
Wheat out from the chaff. I like it.
Been
Stick
going with it for years. But I tell you what, mate, haven't we got some good games to rip into as we work through the AFL round in review, mate?
There is some really good games this week, actually, which I'm kind of excited about. Dogs Crows, I think, could be a goodie. GWS Cats. Suns Pies are shaping up to be all right. So we do have a bit to go through, mate. And it does kick off with Thursday night footy, which is always a win for us. We're so chuffed that we get it every night of the year. So, all right, mate, what are we looking at? You tell us. Blues, $4.30. Lions, $1.22 for Thursday night footy.
Well, I think AFL have got the Thursday night scheduling very, very good this year, have they, mate, really? It's been some shellackings on a Thursday night.
It's been average at times, let's be honest.
A lot of Dogs games, and they've been pretty strong and like pumping teams by 50, 60.
Yeah.
And this looks like another absolute shellacking too, mate. As you said, Lions $1.22 against the Blues, who are out past $4, and it's hard to see the Blues winning this, man. They've lost their last three, including a game against North Melbourne, and the Blues' last win came against West Coast. So I'll tell you what, Lions have dropped a couple of recent games to GWS and the Crows, but I cannot see them dropping a game here to the Blues, even though they're desperate, mate.
Surely not. They say stranger things have happened, but I just can't see it. There's no world in which Carlton beat the Lions this week. Surely.
I don't think so, mate. And if they do, you'd almost give up the punt, wouldn't you?
Yes.
It's kind of that level.
Pretty much. It's one of those ones where you put your hands up in the air and say, I got nothing.
Yeah, you just...
I got nothing.
When I say give it up, you give it up for the Friday night and you go back. Pile in again on the Saturday.
That's right. All right. Trust us and don't trust us.
Zachy Bailey, mate, enormously impressive last week. Kick 5.
Gun.
And I'm going to have him for 2+.
Yep.
I like McCluggage. He's in great form.
What a great year he's had.
Unreal, man.
Yep.
Forgotten man. He's probably eclipsed Lockie Neal in terms of his consistency this year, which is rarely said. But he's 25+ for me. And Logan Morris, had him for 2 last week. Didn't get the job done, but I'll have him anytime. Thank you very much. So I'll go in. They're my three
straight
bankers.
back into it.
Yeah, mate, straight back in. And the don't trust is the entire Blues forward line.
Fair.
Charlie, Motlop, you two in particular, absolutely stinking it up, mate.
Mate.
Zach Williams kicked the most for the Blues last weekend. He kicked 3. He's been down, back, forward.
Where the hell's that come from? Like the man hasn't kicked many goals this year.
I don't know, mate. McGovern's getting thrown forward. The Blues are the toughest team to put in your multis in general.
McGovern seems to be an interesting one. He does kick goals. Hey, like when he kicks a goal, he kicks multiples. Like it's none or 3 sort of thing from McGovern, I feel.
You put him in your multi though, and he'll spend the whole game at full back.
Yeah.
So I don't like putting Blues same game multis together, mate.
The ultimate Murphy's Law.
They're tough to bloody read, aren't they?
So tough. So bloody tough indeed, mate. It very much is a tough one. I don't think we really even need to go through our tips on that one because I think we're pretty certain on what's going on there.
This next game, though, Robbie, the one you're going to take us through, Friday night footy, they've scheduled this one correctly, mate. The Suns at home against the Pies. Suns are $2.08, Pies $1.78. The punters can't really split them.
Who would have thunk it? Now, the Pies are running hot at the moment. We all know that. They're the premiership favourite. There's a reason because they keep winning. All comers. I love what I'm seeing from Collingwood. I hate saying that because, I mean, really, do any of us want the Pies to win?
Unless you
Not
got any
really.
futures at any time.
Pretty much. Either that or you're a Collingwood supporter.
Yeah.
Gold Coast do look to be back in form. They've won their last 2, but let's put a disclaimer on this. It was against Essendon and Melbourne. We're not talking top 8 teams at the moment. So it's kind of hard to get a gauge in that regard because they'd lost 3 before that, which is why I kind of think Pies, very good value at $1.78. Yes, it's on the Gold Coast, but I don't think that's enough of a swing for the Suns to win at $2.08. So for me, it's the Pies all the way. I think I'm actually going to put that in my Dublin tomorrow as well. I think there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, you're not getting $1.78 for the Pies very often, are you?
No, it's pretty rare these days. So I really, really like that. As far as trusters and don't trust go, mate, Scotty Pendlebury is just dominating. Is he 36 or 37 now?
41, I think. No.
Let's give him 41. Let's give him 52.
He's 36, I think, mate. Yeah.
36, and he's still dominating this year. 20 plus a lock. He does it every week. Now, I was just looking at some stats, and he's 100% for the year, except for round one.
Mm-hmm.
Last 10 games, last however many games we played this year, he's gone 20 plus. He still pays reasonable for it in around the $1.20 area. So he's definitely well worth getting on, and I give him a huge tick. As far as don't trusters go, this could be a bit controversial because he is developing into one of the league's best midfielders, but Matty Rowe, you cannot rely on him whatsoever. His last 10 games, he's hit 20-plus possessions 70% of the time. I like the 75 to 80% areas to make it a sort of trustable commodity.
Yep.
So, Matty Rowe, he's a don't truster at the moment. Sorry to say it, but you just can't do it.
Good from you. I think the watch out of Matty Rowe is they can often run him as a run-with player.
Yes.
So he'll be the guy that will be sent as a tagger and gets tagged himself.
Yeah.
So they're happy to let Anderson go.
Yep.
I don't think he's as clean on the inside. I think they think that Matty Rowe's going to beat you up in clearances, so you go to him first. So that's why you see him go above and below 20, and usually when I bet on him, he's below 20.
It feels that way. And
18,
I guess
19.
Yes, 17, he gets that a bit. But I guess the thing to distinguish here is absolute gun play, just not trustable on the punt. Now, mate, we'll move on to the Dogs, $1.62. Crows, $2.31. Give us the rundown. What you thinking?
Tough game. We're going to find out a lot about the Crows in this game, I think.
Yeah.
They're flat track bullies. We know they beat up teams at home and by big margins, the Crows, but they have to do it in Melbourne here. They've both won 4 of their last 5, these teams. And the Dogs are just piling on the points, man. They've scored more than 130 points in 4 of their last 5 games.
I mean, talk about a stacked forward line, though.
Well, that's the thing. Like they're the sorts of forwards you like to pile into your multis, man, for 2+, right?
100%.
So that's the watch out. That's the betting insight in this game. I think the trust is Darcy and a guy who I have had a really love-hate relationship with in recent years, Aaron Norton, has finally realised that he's about 110 kilos and can take a contested mark and kick a goal.
Love it.
So I think it's starting to click upstairs for him. I think Darcy's been getting a lot of focus and Norton's been getting off the chain. Kick 5 on the weekend. I'm going to have both Darcy and Norton 2+. And they're going to have Eddie Richards, the Flaming Ginger, 25+, man. I think he's second all-time possessions in the league at the moment. And has been one of the second or third best rated players in the league as well over that time. So he's going to go in for 25+, Darcy Norton 2+, and don't trust us. Touched on it before in the barometer. Riley West, not sure where he's at.
Yep.
And then I'll tell you what, there's a bit of buggeries going on around here with Bailey Dale, mate. He went forward in the weekend, finished with 15 posies. So I think they're throwing the magnets around a bit.
It's pretty low compared to his 49 he got about 5 or 6 weeks ago against Essendon.
And after that game, I had him for 20+ the following week, went 17.
Wow.
So couldn't even reach half of the possessions he got the week before. And then again on the weekend, kicked 2 goals, which was pretty good for he's in the in amongst the goal scorers. But if he starts in the forward line again, you don't have him at 25+.
Well, that's
just be careful,
thing, isn't it? It's an interesting one because you look at his stats from the past and you go, geez, get him in for 25+. But that's where we come in, mate. We give you these don't trusters. Yeah. And can I just make a side note as well around Sam Darcy? We were cursing him about halfway through the third quarter on the text. We're like, bloody hell, he's kicked all these goals the last however many weeks, and now he's none when we both wanted him for 2+. Then came out firing in the last quarter.
Yeah, got the tab touch special up, which is pretty good for the punters, wasn't it?
It was very good for the punters in the end. It certainly was. Hey, mate, we'll move on to GWS 210 and the Cats $1.74. I'm in charge of this one, mate.
Cracker, this game, mate.
It's going to be an absolute ripper. Similar odds to the Pies Suns game, actually. Which is interesting. The away teams are the favourites there as well. Now, a few things to note. Lachie Whitfield becomes the third GWS player to reach 250 games for the club, behind Callan Ward and Toby Green, who clocked it up about a month ago, I think. Both coming off easy kills in the Eagles and Richmond, respectively. I'm probably taking Geelong here. I think they just have the edge, but both teams in very good form. I think the travel home factor from WA for the GWS Giants might just play a little factor.
Yeah, that's a very, very good shout, mate. It hasn't been a happy hunting ground coming back from West Coast or WA, has it, man?
No one enjoys it. Even when you have, as we say, an easy kill, it's still hard to get on the plane and come home.
Bloody oath. Even though we do it every week, the state teams really complain, don't they, when they come over here?
Every second week. All right, mate. Trusters and don't trusters for this game. I couldn't find a lot of value in the trusters just because there's a lot of guys in this game: Callahan, Tom Green, Lockie Ash, Bailey Smith, and also there was one other that I didn't include that don't miss on 25 plus. And it's just one of those things where you go, you're only going to get $1.10 for them at the moment. So you can put them in as anchors, but you're going to kind of have to have a fairly big multi to get any value out of those boys.
Yeah, good point.
But I couldn't see a lot of, just interestingly, I just couldn't see a lot of like bankers that were good value other than those four. So it's interesting. For me, I don't trust as Max Holmes. So this could be seen as a bit controversial because he has been dominating his last 5 games. He's been elite, I would say. But in his last 10, he's only run at 25 plus 60% of the time, which means in his last 10 games, only 6 of those he's gone over 25 plus. Granted, that was 4 under, then 5 over, and there was one in those 5 that he was under. So on the run, he is going well, but I just think he might be down. He might be up for a down week, if that makes sense. Or it might be due.
I know what you mean, mate.
So, I'm chucking Maxi Holmes in there.
Bailey Smith's been a late withdrawal for the last 2 games as well for the Cats.
Yeah.
So I think to your point around Maxi Holmes, when they're both playing, I think Holmes is a bit more effective. When Bailey Smith doesn't play, I think it's a bit easier for teams to target him as the prime mover through the middle there. So, Holmes, a bit of a watch on him. I still think he'll bob up this week, but they always do when we put him in the don't trusters, don't they?
Every single time.
Not that listening.
Mate, up next, the Tigers, $2.92. The Dons, $1.41. I'm actually kind of surprised that Essendon are such hot favourites because you look at Essendon's injury list, it is depleted, man. Like, there's so many injuries. We've had 12 debutants this year. We're as young as the Tigers.
Well, I think the Tigers are feeling it as well, injury-wise. They lost Sam Brawler-Lawler last week to a hamstring tendon.
Yeah, that sucks so hard.
So, let's talk about these. They're both 2 young teams, to your point. They're having to blood a lot of these first-year players. And as the season goes on, soft tissue injuries galore. So you probably, for trusters here, I think the Dons should win, mate. I think they were pretty good against the Sun for 3 quarters, to be fair.
I bloody hope so, mate.
They got blown out in the last quarter, but they were in it. There were 2 goals in it in 3-quarter time.
Yeah.
Against the Suns team who have been bloody good. So I do like the Dons. I think Durham's been really good. He had 27 on the weekend. I think he'll get 20 plus here in this midfield against a weaker Tigers midfield.
Big dozer.
Archer May, really love this guy.
He's good, isn't he?
Mate, he could be anything. I think he kicked 2 or 3 on the weekend. I'm going to have him any time. Great size, 197 centimetres, reads the footy really well. With a couple of pre-seasons under his belt, I think you found a really good one there.
Mm-hmm.
Then Taranto and Hopper, the only 2 obvious ones for Richmond. I put in my multis every week at 20 plus. Both reached that milestone in the weekend. I think Hopper had 27. So they're my trusters. Durham 20, Archer May anytime, Taranto and Hopper 20 plus. And my don't trusters, man, is the entire Tigers forward line, apart from Mansell.
What forward line?
Yeah, it's makeshift, and they're all small forwards, crumbing forwards, and they all get 1 or 2. But
yeah,
Mansell was their top goal scorer on the weekend, and that says enough for me.
There you go. So don't trust anybody else. I love it. Yeah. So we'll move on to the D's and North. Melbourne, $1.21. North Melbourne, $4.45. Do you know what, mate? This is the most lopsided odds of the weekend, and I don't think it reflects how this game is going to go. So Melbourne's lost its last 5. North has lost the last 2. Interestingly, North has at least covered the line in their last 5 games. So I think that shows that they're at least getting close for the most part. There was a flogging from Hawthorn a few weeks ago, but other than that, they've been all right. Yep. So I don't know. North have just been that team who have been capable of, if not really challenging teams, they have popped up with some wins as well. So I don't really see against a team like Melbourne that they won't actually get up and have a win. I think at 445, I like those odds, man.
Especially at the line, to your point.
Yeah?
Both teams love playing good for 3 quarters and shitting the bed in the last 2.
I know.
So who's going to shit the bed worse is my thing. The D's are right in against Adelaide in the weekend till again 3/4 time.
Yep.
North in it again in that 100-year anniversary game. They just got pumped
Yep.
in the back half of the 3rd quarter and the 4th.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I think North are good value. I'd be interested to see what the line is in this game and probably keen to play there plus for the North.
Big time. As far as trusters and don't trusters go, Colby McKercher, he's just become a massive trust all of a sudden at plus 25. Done it the last 5 games. He's gone 25 plus, so that's good to see. The interesting part about that is that Sheasel, who was a truster for 25 plus, even 30 plus for the first half of the year, is sort of sitting around that 20 plus mark now.
Yeah.
So I think that's good because there was a lot of junk possessions there for Sheasel, so he's probably getting a lot more hard footy, which is good.
Cheesy ball.
Cheesy ball. And the other truster as well is Kazaya Pickett for 2 plus. Don't really need to explain why. Most weeks he does that, if not 3 plus. So get him in there as a truster. And don't trust. I just can't trust Melbourne at $1.21. Being the favourites at that price, given how they've played this year and how North Melbourne have been able to pop up in different games and, as I said, challenge teams, if not win a few, you can't. You could never take the D's at $1.21. Even if they win, you're not going to regret not taking that.
Yeah, a couple of comments of the game. I think your man Sheasel's, they're now playing forward of the footy.
Yes.
They're trying to get him involved in scoring chains because he's a good disposer of the footy. And that has limited his influence in terms of possessions. And then Melbourne are really vulnerable defensively at the moment.
Massive.
Lever's out of the side.
Yeah.
He's out of form.
Yeah.
May's been frustrated.
May's a hothead, though, isn't he? He always has been.
So I think where North can win this game is if Larky gets a hold of him.
Yep.
Curtis has been really good, Paul Curtis.
Yeah, he's been great all year.
Finbar, Maley. So they've got a few up-and-comers
Great
there down forward. He's got a nice moustache as well. Finbar.
Yeah, he's actually a character, isn't he?
They can expose the Ds defensively. So I think if North can pile on a really good score, to your point, the 445 looks juice.
Love it. All right, we've got a couple of good games left here, mate.
We've just skipped Freo and Hawks, mate.
Stuff them. Sorry, mate, we did skip Freo and Hawks. This is
strategic from you.
This is a nothing game. Don't worry about it. No, go on, mate. No, go. You're a Dockers man.
This is the one we need to win, Freo, for mine.
How did I miss that?
So we've got a couple of tough games coming up. We play Collingwood, we play the Hawks, then we play West Coast.
Yep.
And if you look at the run home for Freo, there's a couple of borderline games they're going to have to win. This is one of them, and at Port Adelaide in Adelaide later in the year. There'll be the 1 or 2 we need to win to make the 8. I think this is the one where I think Freo can win. They're at home. They're $1.90. Hawks $1.94. Hawks have been in great form. But I think Freo will be keen to bounce back after the weekend, man.
Love it.
I'm feeling pretty good about where Freo are at. So my trusters, Tracy's back, man. I know I've said that a few times, had a few false starts, but he's going to kick 2 on the weekend, I think, against the Hawks back line. Brayshaw, he'll have 225 plus. And Gunston, of course, he'll be leading the way for Hawthorn with 2 plus, man.
Love it. Do you know what, mate? For you, I just love the fact that you just trust so hard in the Dockers.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I don't win this one, mate, I think this could be the one that unfortunately cost them a spot in the 8.
Ooh, don't worry, we've got plenty of seats at Essendon games if you want to become a member over there.
I'm at that point.
It's not going to be much better.
If it all goes badly like it did last year, as I said, top 3 to miss the finals in the final 4 rounds. I'll be rocking back and forth in the fetal position. Don't trust us. Sarong, man, 25 plus. I think he could get a tag again this week, so they might run Ward or something with him.
Yep.
So that'll be the playbook, I think, for most teams against Freo, and I think they'll do it again this week. So he needs to find a way to work through the tag, as do his teammates, to help him out. So he's in my don't trust us for a couple of weeks. Sorry, Sarong.
Interesting. Very interesting, mates. What about don't trust us?
Yeah, Sarong.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you just made me say it again because it's painful coming out of my mouth. But yeah, Sarongi, mate. He's a don't trust her, and you can throw Frederick in there as well for a bit of value.
All right, mate. Just to keep the colour going, we'll flip over Port and West Coast and Saints and Swans. So for anyone listening at home, it might be a bit confusing. Port $1.11 to West Coast $6.70. Now Port, I think they just look like a better side, don't they? Butters back, Georgiades flying, Baker 20 plus. That's my trust. Big tallies in the last 2 games. Georgiades 3 plus, Frioli 2 plus. Lukosius, The Don't Trust Her kicked 3 on the weekend, but was back to his first game back. Nico, you're not ready to put him in yet. Yeah.
Just too early to tell. And
too early to tell.
Shows so much promise one week and is down the next. So hopefully we see a different version of Lukosius. But, geez, they need him down there to provide some support for Georgiades.
Georgiades now, massively, mate. You finish off with Saints 2.33 and the Swans $1.66. How are you seeing this?
Night flags. I think the Swans are underrated at $1.61. They've beaten Freo in Port in recent weeks. Both been in good teams, in good form. Particularly, Freo going for 6 straight. Sydney knocked them off. So I think Swans are still a mathematical chance to make the finals. Saints, super unlikely. So I think there's a lot more to play here for the Swans. This is where it starts to come down to the crunch time, mate.
This is the interesting part of your season where I think if you start to say we're a mathematical chance to make the finals, then you might as well just say goodbye. You know what I mean?
Gets used a lot, doesn't it?
It does. Yes, they are a mathematical chance to make the finals.
Yeah.
If you look at it, you do the figures, they could get there. Realistically, do you reckon they'll do it?
Well, mate, I do. I think the Swans, they're the best of the also-rans.
Yes. Wow. They made the grand final last year.
Yeah,
so they should be the best of the also-rans.
A lot of bloody excuses, man. And I'll tell you what, if they get on a run here, and they've won, I think, now 2 in a row, 3 in a row against Freo, if they go on a 4 or 5 run here, they'll be able to start with momentum. So, trust us in this game. Goulden had 25 on the weekend, just come straight back in and picked up where he left off.
Isn't it good to see?
Oh, man. He's so important for their team, for the overlap handball. Heaney, 20. He's been playing a mix of forward and in the middle. But I think he'll be on the ball, 20 plus. And then, of course, Nazaya Wanganeen Malera.
Gun.
Clarko has come out during the week and said one of the best players he's ever seen. The genius, Sam Mitchell, said we ran 3 different players on him, still got a hold of us. He's a star. So he's getting some big raps, and rightly so. He just racks it up at will, man. You cannot stop him off half-back. He's too fast, too strong.
It's huge, isn't
25 plus, man. And don't trust his Will Hayward. Jeez, he looks like a Rolls Royce some weeks, and then the Datsun the next.
That's good call.
Hyundai gets. Kicks 4, kicks none. Kicks 3, kicks none.
Yeah.
Can't have him in, and Sharman the same. Like, we thought he was going to emerge. What, he kicked 5 goals one week, 6 goals one week?
Yeah.
Hasn't kicked one since.
Yeah, I would never, ever have him in a truster.
No, so he's in the don't trust us.
Sherman,
no. The Shermanator.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sharman, Hayward, don't trust us, mate. And that rounds out the week of footy in terms of our bets, trusters and don't trust us, mate. Stay tuned for tomorrow for our tips and bets.
Good from you, mate. Very good from you. Sorry to skip your Freo game as well.
No, strategic.
I swear it wasn't shots fired. All right, mate. All our multis and the big bets are coming up tomorrow in the Punt Pals podcast. Make sure you're here, and we will be back because that's what we do. We return every week, except when I'm on the mines.
Noise Pilot.